I'm out here on this windy morning to practice for a doubles tournament here this weekend. How am I going to do that by myself? I'm going to play lefty backhand versus lefty forehand. Those will be the partners. The reason I'm doing it that way rather than just playing around is because the format for this tournament includes formats where you have to have a partner. Worst shot, you got to be able to take the worst of the two shots. Alternate shot, you got to alternate. Can't alternate with one player. So I'm going to let my forehand be my partner today and see how I do. We'll see how it goes. So here's hole one. The format for hole one is worst shot. We'll start with the forehand, I guess, since that's the disc that's in my hand. Huh. That might work. All right, gonna have some choices to make. The key with worst shot, both putts have to go in to finish the hole. So I'm gonna have to make 2 putts. And my rule when I play forehand rounds is that I'm still allowed to putt, but only within the circle. If I'm outside the circle one, I gotta forehand it. So that'll be the trick. And a quick twist. Forehand drive, backhand drive. That's the further putt, so I'm gonna play from that one. My forehand was my better drive. Who knew? All right, gotta make both putts from here. There's one. All right. Hole 2, continuing the worst shot format. This is the trickiest hole of the worst shot holes because this one has OB that could come into play down the left side, plus some tight woods on the right if you really get errant, which I could with my forehand the way it is. So we'll give this a shot. Again, I'll go forehand first just to know how badly I'm going to end up. Oh, please stay in bounds. I think that stayed in bounds. Smart thing to do. Changing discs. Throw something that won't go OB. And we'll stay in the middle of the fairway. The key in worst shot is just being safe. Inbounds, barely by a few feet, but certainly worse than the disc that's 15 feet from the basket. So we'll play from here. And this just got to be a pair of layups to assure the 3. Sit, sit, sit. All right. That one's further away. Not that it makes that much of a difference at this distance, but we'll play it straight. 1. Okay. 1, 2. Worst shot, you gotta stay focused. I rushed that one like it was nothing, and I paid the price. Last of the worst shot holes. Well, I've already explained it. Pretty straightforward. 1 forehand, 1 backhand. Uh-oh. Sit, sit, sit. Ah, that's rolling away. That's probably going to be the worst shot. Probably. Stay clean. Stay. Oh, boy. Usually in worst shot, there's another team to decide which one's worse. I don't know how I'm going to decide this. Reached the decision that the backhand shot was the worst of the two. I measured both of them. This is about 55 feet. The forehand was about 40 feet on the other side of the basket. This has that limb hanging over it. The other shot, putting uphill at it, felt like you could give it a better run. There's a risk of blowing by this one if I were to go for it and going down the hill and leave myself a long comeback. But in true worst shot fashion, I think all I want to do is lay both of these up. So boring. That's the one to putt from. Oh. Nice and easy. All right. Not bad. Worst shot coming out with 9 total strokes. Basically even par. That's about where you want to be. Hole 4, new format. Now tough shot, which is basically worst shot, but only one putt has to go in. So again, taking the worst drive, worst approach. But once the disc is in the basket, the hole's over. Start with the forehand. This is going to be the challenging hole because this is long distance for my forehand. Skip. All right. That's not bad. Guess I don't have to play it totally safe with the backhand drive. Just got to make sure that's the worst of the two. Huh. Off to the left, didn't see it finish. We'll find out. Play from this lie, forehand. The other shot was about 30 feet long of the basket. This is about 70 feet short, so we're going to play from this. Here we go, forehand approach. Close enough. I may just give this a run. Hole 5, again, tough shot. Typically in this tournament, this is where people steal double deuces. Shortest hole, only got to make one putt. We'll see how it goes for my forehand. This shape does not work for me usually. Oh, now come on back. Fight the wind. That could work. Oh, come on. Be a harp at least. Giving myself choices at least. Both drives inside the circle. This one's a little further out, so we're going to go with the forehand. Just got to make one putt, though. All right. Then I can't make either putt. That's wonderful. That one over there is the further one. So that's where I will be putting from. Better make this one. I didn't bring a second putter. Hole 6, last of the tough shot. This is going to be a bit of a challenge for me because the basket finishes to the right of the fairway, and I don't really have a turnover forehand, at least not for this distance. So this is just about being safe in the middle of the fairway and getting my 3. Uh-oh, that might finish in the yeah. All right, so now the goal with this one is to just make sure that that first one's the one I play. Or throw it in, maybe. That's the good thing about tough shot, is if I had aced that, hole's over. This is just pitching out and getting my 3. Maybe put it in. Sit, 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 sit. Okay. Huh. This is actually the tougher shot. Well, fortunate thing is, it's all mud up there. No rolls, no skips. That one is the longer putt, so we'll go with that one. Okay. Glad this was the tough shot. Hole 7, new format, is alternate shot. Basically how that works for these 3 holes is the team decides on this hole, this tee, who goes first, and then they alternate through the next 3 holes. So whoever makes the putt would drive on the next hole and so on. So the only decision to make right now is whether I'm going to throw a forehand or a backhand. I think I'm just going to throw the backhand, and hopefully if I get close, make the putt, I go again backhand on the next tee, get close, make the putt. These 3 holes set up pretty well for me and my backhand, so hopefully I get to throw my backhand on all 3 tees. All right, see how that turns out. This is where the tee shot landed. Give me a challenging putt. Technically, this is the forehand side of me, but I am within the circle, so I'm going to putt with a backhand putt as usual. Forgot my mini. I'll just flip. All right, so this is my forehand putt. Forehand player's putt. Okay, that means the backhand player is dropping in, and I got to throw a forehand on the next tee. That's how quickly all best laid plans go to hell in alternate shot. Got to throw a forehand on a clear backhand hyzer shot, but those are the rules. Hopefully, you can get close enough. Oh, that's not good. All right, at this point, pitch out from there, get my 3, maybe get to throw a backhand on the next tee. This is not fun. Boy, the real irony here is that I think I'd want to throw a forehand here, but because of my silly rules, this is the backhand player. I got to throw a backhand out of here. Ooh, a little help from that branch. That was nice. Roll away. Just a normal putt, but this is the forehand player putting. Whew. Hole 9, still alternate shot, throwing with the backhand player off the tee, which should be advantageous on this hole. Stay clean. All right, that might be a putt. We'll find out. Looks like I got a roll away. Technically outside the circle. So it'll be a forehand approach somehow. Huh. Man. Just like the last hole. I think I'd rather be backhanding this one, but me and my silly rules. Save the 3. Again, not a bad way to finish the alternate shot section. Hole 10. New format is Scotch. Scotch is basically best disc off the tee and then alternate to finish the hole. So I'm going to throw one forehand, one backhand. You know, each partner gets a tee shot. I'll pick which one I like better and finish the hole in alternating fashion. So if it's my backhand drive, I will throw a forehand approach if I'm outside the circle, and then so on from there. So we'll throw forehand first. Well, I'm probably going to be taking that one. And I might have to measure that. Probably just outside the circle, though. Just outside the circle, about 37 feet. So I'm going to have to forehand this by my own rules. Oh, well. Backhand player, technically. Bang another 3. Another hole of Scotch here on hole 11. So throwing one of each off the tee and then picking the better of the 2, alternating to finish. Not bad. Oh, all right. I guess I'm taking the forehand on this one. Finishing this one out as the backhand player, hopefully. Should make this putt. Hole 12, the last of the Scotch holes. So I'm going to throw 2 tee shots here, see which one's the better one. Start with the forehand again. Ooh. A little on the short side, but not bad result. Now the backhand. Oh no. Whoa. Wind played with that one a bit. I'm going to take the backhand drive. It's inside the circle. So technically, this is the forehand player, but it's a putt. Hole 13, new format, is called Choice Shot. It's a pretty unique format to this particular course. I don't know that I've seen it played anywhere else. Basically, it's like best shot, only you're making the decision of which lie to take before you throw the second shot. So one partner will throw, you decide whether you want to take the result of that or have the second partner throw. Then if you take the second partner's throw, you can't go back to the first. So you're making a decision before you even know what the second result's going to be. And you continue that at each lie. The non-cheater way to do it is to make that decision without going up and looking at the result of the shot. You still got your 30-second clock on the tee. So you won't be advancing to make the decision. You got to make the decision from the tee, from the lie. So I'm just going to throw my backhand. Hopefully it's good enough, and then I can just skip the forehand. All right. You know what? I'm going to throw a forehand because why not? Whew. Okay. I may be making a mistake here because I could probably get up and down from that lie pretty easily. And this could go terribly wrong. All right. I should be able to get up and down from there too. So maybe disaster averted. After looking at both lies, I think I made the right decision to throw the second shot. It was a lot worse over there on the initial tee shot than it looked from the tee. But this isn't great either. All right. Ooh, I see the line. I better hit this because I don't see a forehand option at all. All right, I'll take that. Inside the circle, so just a normal putt no matter which player I'm technically representing. Hole 14, another choice shot. Again, I'm just going to throw a backhand here and hope it's good enough that I don't even have to bother with a forehand drive. Come on, keep turning. All right. No need for a forehand here. I measured to be sure, exactly 30 feet, so it is a putt. And I get the benefit of having two goes at it, although the second one, if I miss badly, could go really bad. Well, no need to worry about missing, I guess. Hole 15, last of the choice shot holes. Again, just going to throw backhand and hope that'll do. Uh-oh. Headwind didn't help there, but I think I'm going to stick with that one anyway. Outside the circle. Just debating whether I want to throw a forehand first and then run the backhand putt or just throw the backhand and live with it. Throw the forehand approach first just to see if I can't put it in. That's why I don't approach with forehands. All right, give it a run with the backhand now. Well, oh well. 3 either way, probably. Got a putt from the second, but shouldn't miss this one anyway. Hole 16, the start of the final format in this doubles round. It's the best score portion, where both players will play as a single, and you just card the better of the two scores. So one partner shoots a 3, the other partner shoots a 2, you put 2 down. So maybe playing out forehand and a backhand all the way to the basket. Okay. Uh-oh. This is the forehand lie. One tricky part about doing this round the way I am is the disc I threw for the backhand drive is really the one I want to throw right now, but it's laying there on the ground, and I don't really want to go through the rigmarole of marking and bringing it over here. So we'll just forehand this one instead. Ooh, too much. Gave it a try. This is the backhand lie. I got a straight look at it between a couple trees, so might as well give it a go. I've got a putt for 3 from the forehand, so try and get the 2. Ooh, too much. I can make the putt for 3 from that one, but why bother? Just drop this one in. It's the same either way. Hole 17, still best score, so just playing out singles from each player. Oh, that is so low. Hey, not a bad result considering. This could get interesting with this wind. Oh no. I overcompensated for what I thought was coming with the wind. This is the backhand drive. Really feels weird that, again, my forehand was closer to the basket. But we'll go from this one first. Forehand lie is literally on the edge of the circle. I ranged it, lasered it to 33 feet, standing exactly behind the disc. I think if I mark it with a mini, that puts me inside the circle so I can actually putt it. Maybe it's a little tweak, a little bit of a cheat. I don't know. I just don't want to forehand from this distance when I can make this putt. Or not make the putt. So it doesn't make a difference. Just drop this one in and call it good. Hole 18, still best score. So throwing one each way, finishing out from the respective lies. Huh. All right. Guess that means bright green light for backhand. Ooh. And give it a run for the 2 from this lie, but I think I got the 2 from that lie anyway. So basically, this is just to kind of stick it to my forehand. I don't know. Good naturedly, I guess. Nope. Ooh. I could putt this from backhand lie, which is still further out, but why do that when I could just make this putt and call it a day? The end.